everyone. How are you? Happy Wednesday. I hope you're having an amazing day on this rainy day. I'm looking outside because I'm not sure if it's still raining or not, but it looks like it is. But it's a great day. Um, yes, it is a great day. Thank God we are alive and well today. But my name is Nicole Brown. I work with men and women who want to be the first entrepreneur success in their family, even if they've been paralyzed by fear. And I'm sure there are many of you who are really, today's topic and theme is give yourself permission to fail. Um, and I took it out of a chapter in my book. Yes, give yourself permission to fail. So today, that is what I am going to talk about. Um, Many of us, I'm sure, really have a hard time fighting thoughts and getting over the fact that, you know what, I think I failed, or I think I didn't do a great job, or I could have done this better. And we really, really need to take the time to step back and say, you know what? So what, I failed at that. What did that teach you? What did that help you overcome? How can you use that lesson to help somebody else? I don't think we ever look at our failures as lessons to help someone else. We look at our failures just as what they are, failures. We see it as, I failed, I didn't do good at this thing, so therefore I'm done, I quit. Well, looking back, if I really quit at every time I failed at something, I don't think I would keep pushing to do anything new, to do anything different. And so today, I really was like, what do we talk about today? And I decided to go to my book and see, well, what are we going to talk about today? But I am so grateful to my own family who encourage me when I can't even encourage myself, or when I'm so open and honest about something that I didn't do well. They say, but that's okay. Even you guys heard me talk about the issue at my boutique and how we will be moving soon. And initially, when I got the notice about us moving, we were just celebrating us opening up the new school. And then it was like a punch in my stomach to get the email that, yeah, according to your lease section, blah, 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 if we find someone else who would like your space because you have a temporary space, that you have to go. That's the moral of the story. And man, to see that as I'm celebrating one thing, it just really just took me out for a minute. It's like someone telling you, you're about to lose your baby. So imagine that feeling. And I needed a moment. I had to call some of my friends who understand how business works. We have friends, but then you have business friends who understand the language. They understand what it is you're going through. They can relate to your feelings. And many of you, yes, we all have those BFF friends that we tell everything. But when you're in business as an entrepreneur, even your closest friends don't really understand what you do. They don't even understand why you even do it. They're like, I don't even know why you put yourself through all of that. Just get yourself a 9-to-5 and call it a day. But if that's not what I was purposed to do, then I have to live out my own journey just as they live out their 9-to-5 journey. So even though I got that email, and for a moment, I'm like, where did I fail? Where did I go wrong? What could I have done differently? What could I have done better? And the reality of it is, there was nothing I could do. This is what I signed up for. That's what a temporary lease is. I'm grateful to have made it almost 3 years in the same location. There are some people that move and move and move. There's nothing I could have done differently. I remember calling the lady who put me in the space and I said, "Are you evicting me?" She was like, "Oh my gosh, no, I'm not evicting you. Evictions mean like if you didn't pay your rent, you didn't do this." And I'm like, "Okay, but why do I feel that way?" I feel like a failure. I feel like I'm about to get put out on the street with all my Nikki B. Jewel stuff, and we're going to be sitting outside of Potomac Mills looking like a homeless group of people. That's how I felt. But you know what? Even once I got through that, but I needed a moment. I felt like I failed. And many of you may not understand that. You may say, "Girl, but you got a daycare, you got coaching." And I have challenges in those areas too, just like everybody else. But for me at that moment, man, I needed a moment. I sat in my car in the garage and I just cried when I got home. And but by the next day, I was like, you know what? Let's go. But it is what it is, Nicole. You can't fix it, but what can you do? What problem? How can you solve this problem? I remember the lady telling me, well, Nikki, it was almost like well, I told you in November to get your sales up. But you know what? I didn't realize, I'm thinking as long as I pay my rent, who cares about my sales? That's my issue. But they are like, no, we want you to get your sales up. We want you to make sure that you belong here or whatever they want to make sure you're a good fit for the mall. You know what I mean? They just don't want you there to just have a pretty store. So therefore, once your next lease is time for renewal, guess what? They want to be able to increase your next amount. But if you stay at the same level, they can't ask you for more. They can, but you're going to decline. You're not going to pay it. So these are things that in business behind the scenes. So as many times as I go live on Wednesdays, I go live at the boutique and I'm selling. But guys, in every area, I am pushing to keep things going, to make it happen. So even when that happened, I have to be open and transparent with you. I don't want you to think every day is a golden day for me. Just like it's not a golden day for you every day neither. But that is okay. But how do we bounce back though? So what did I do? I called my realtor. I'm like, "Hey, do you see something out there?" We looked at some spaces. It didn't work. I looked at another space in the mall. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm really thinking about it. I haven't made a decision of what to do. But the one thing I do know, April the 14th, the store is going to close. We have a whole week to pack up, move to wherever I'm going to move. That is my truth. That is my reality. But I cannot look at this thing as a failure. You know what I have to focus back on this thing as? You know what? 2019, I had a kiosk. 2020, COVID came. I had to move everything out of the mall. I went back to my office for almost a year, set up in my office. My church started. I had an opportunity to move my boutique into a space. I gave that up so the church could go there. Then the door opened that I was able to go into the mall, a better space, because I sacrificed something else. So maybe as I look at this a little bit differently and say, maybe you need to move to build your sales, to do things differently. Maybe I don't want to keep paying that same amount of money every time. Maybe I need to shift into a different position in order to get back what I lost all of last year. I don't know. But instead, initially, I did take it as a failure. Like I failed at this thing, at business. And so even there, the mall tried to come for me and say, "Well, your worker, she doesn't walk around the store." I have one store manager, which is Dorian. Dorian receives the orders that get shipped to the store. She then steams the orders that come in. She has to use the steamer to put it out on the racks. Then she has, when all those earrings come in, she has to take them off what they came in on, put them on our card with the price, put a barcode on it, put it into the system. But in their mind, when they walk past my store, they just see someone in the back of the computer. So we have this alarm thing that goes off when people come in. So then she gets up and engage with the customers. They tried to use that against me and say, "Well, your employee doesn't work. You have no idea what she does, but why are you watching me?" So have people on your team that you're willing to even stand up and fight for. Because there are many, I could have allowed what they said about her to be my truth and then go back and start barking at this girl. But you know what I had to tell the lady yesterday when she tried to bring it up again? I said, however, if it wasn't for her, I couldn't be here to even talk to you. So I'm not going to allow you to downgrade my employee who invests her time, her efforts, her skills, and she does a great job. So what seems like nothing to you is valuable to me. So in so many things, we can allow what people say about us to look as failure. You know what I mean? That we didn't quite do it to their standards. And it's not about their standards. It's what do I want? And another thing, I want to be closed on Sundays. I can't be closed on Sundays at the mall. You know, if I want to close on a Monday to give my employee a day off. So there are so many things that I see that it could be my way out. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm being prayerful about it. But I need you guys to see, in spite of, I can't look at it as a failure. I can look at it as an opportunity to do better, as an opportunity to shift my resources. You know, last year I shared with y'all was probably the worst business financial year for me ever. So if I'm telling God, hey, this year in my daycare, I want to make 2 million. So what does that mean? Do I need to let go of something to increase somewhere else? I don't know, but I'm walking it out. So don't allow things to really get you to a point where you feel like you have failed, when really it may be just what you need to get you to your next level of success. So what I'm teaching you is what I am learning myself. I promise you. One of the things in my book, it talks about that Walt Disney was fired from a local Kansas City newspaper because he lacked creativity. Walt Disney? Do you know on my timeline, I don't know about you, but many people on spring break. Do you know how many Mickey Mouse ears I have seen? And these are grown adults with no kids. They're going to Disney. Okay? So it doesn't matter what happened and what they said he couldn't do. Can you imagine if he took that and just said, well, I quit because the world says I'm not good enough? Oh my goodness. All right. Rowland Hussey experienced 7 business failures before he founded Macy's. Many of you guys shop at Macy's. I know my friend Carol Jones, she lives in Macy's. Okay. When I go there, it just overwhelms me. So I just go to the perfume counter and the shoes because that's about all I can take. It's too much in the clothes and it's just too much. But had he given up and he had seven business failures, y'all get one failure and you're done. But this man had 7. That did not stop him. Then there's one more who said that she was unfit to be on TV. Do y'all know who that is? That's Oprah Winfrey. She got fired as a reporter because they said she was unfit. She said, you know what, forget it. I'm going to go start my own network. And that's the thing. If you want something and you're waiting on a person to affirm you, you create what you want. All right? So if you want to be a speaker, host a conference and you be the speaker. You sitting back saying, I'm going to go to all these speaker networks so they can choose me to speak. Host your own event and you be the main speaker then. You got to create what it is you want. You can't always wait for someone to see you, to recognize you, and do all the things for you. Get your butt up and create something. Many of us are waiting to be seen, okay? They may not see you. And then many of you who sit back and you're like, I don't want nobody to see me. I just want to have my product. I don't want nobody to know that I'm the owner of it, that I created it. I'm just going to hide behind it. And that's just it. I'm going to let the product sell itself. Now, if I took this book and never showed my face and never let anybody know that I even had one, how will they know? What's that thing they always say? They'll never know. Okay? They won't know if you don't show up. So I don't care what people say you can't do. What did God call you to do? I promise you, if you just stop really settling in your failures and beating yourself up for what you didn't do great. Because, guys, I've done it several times. All right. This is not my first rodeo and being mad because I failed at something. Okay. I even told my husband years ago when we had all these IRS issues that I'm still paying for today. I told him, I said, you know what? If you want, you can leave me because this is too much. You didn't even ask for this. And he said, no, we're in this together. So don't ever say that. And he's still there. Thank you, Jesus. All right. So I just want to encourage you guys, first of all, to get my book. Second of all, because then after you read this, and one of the quotes at the very end, you see that? I even had to highlight it. You see that? And I put it in the comments. But it says, anytime you feel overwhelmed or unsure, remember your why. Why did you start? Why is this your passion? And that quote was from my daughter, Stephanie Brown. So you will see throughout my books, I have quotes. My family added quotes. Some of my friends added quotes. But I remember Stephanie would always complain. I'm like, you are the worst person that I know when it comes to not wanting to work. You complain. And even though to this day, she said, man, my mother hurt my feelings, but you know what? That pushed her to be who she is today. So if I kept babying her and say, it's okay, Steph. So what, you want to change your mind again? Oh, you want me to help you pay for that? Okay, great. No. And like, you want everything, but do nothing. And I remember walking away and leaving her in the kitchen by herself because she really made me mad that day. But you know what? That was the day she got the vision that, you know what? I need to do something I want to do. And she's doing it very well. I'm very proud of her. So one of the things is we talk about how we're tough on ourselves, but I want you today to ask yourself for forgiveness. Ask yourself, forgive me for really continuously saying how bad of a person I am. Forgive yourself. All right. And if you need to go deeper, go to therapy. Talk to somebody who's licensed, who can help you overcome your failures. But it starts with forgiving yourself. All right. What happened in that failure? What could you learn from that? How can what you failed at help you become a greater person moving forward? So if you want to go deeper, you want to know more, then y'all need to order my book. This is under leadership. Because in order to be a great leader, man, you got to be able to share with people your failures. Okay. So it's under my leadership section. Give yourself permission to fail, page 178. And then it challenges you at the end. How will you move forward? All right. So ask yourself for forgiveness. All right. And it says, do it right here. No one is looking. I know it seems a little crazy, but if you had treated and talked to someone else like you did to yourself, they would have left you. Go ahead and apologize. Ooh, that's deep. So look for opportunities to use your failures as an advantage. All right. So I did not mean to talk almost 20 minutes today. Obviously, this is something I needed to talk about. So make sure you order your My Life Investment Journal. You want to join me on April the 26th for my book signing at the Open Arts Center in Stonebridge at 7:00 p.m. We're going to have a great time. We're going to have light refreshments. Eat before you come. It's all those restaurants. Don't come in there hungry and eat up all my food. But eat before you come. But we're going to have light refreshments. We're going to have a great time. We're going to talk about some of the chapters in the book, what inspired me to write the book, all that fun stuff. And I'm going to have Dr. Rhonda Thompson, who's going to come and share with you how you can share your story as well and put it in a book and then sell it. All right. All right, guys, I love you. I hope you get something from today. If you want to just get on my calendar link is in there somewhere, and you can get on my calendar and we can share some things. We have our retreat in October. Guys, you don't want to miss this awesome retreat. October the 4th through the 8th, somewhere around there. It's in the comments. Even gonna post it somewhere, so I'm sure you're gonna find it. But if you would like to join me, now we already have people signed up. So I don't want you to wait till the last minute and say, "Oh my gosh, y'all know how y'all do. When we're there, we go live. Oh, I should have went." This is March. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. You have 7 months to plan. That means you could get on a payment plan. All right. So don't let the cost overwhelm you, but it's worth the investment. All right. Love you guys. Have a great day. I will see you next week.